Welcome again to the Pro Mazda Championship for Week 1 action, Season 1 for 2018. We're at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, also known as Interlagos. We're in Sao Paulo, Brazil. All coverage today on Racespot TV, streaming live on iRacing Live. Qualifying will be coming up next. Don't leave us.
Red Bull GRCs are now available on iRacing. I personally put my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, developing the cars, the tracks, the dirt, making sure it is authentic as possible, and I really think you guys are going to love it. The best part is that this 600 horsepower Volkswagen Beetle is free to all members. So get signed up now and come race me online.
We commence yet again for another season as we welcome you to the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, also known as Interlagos in Sao Paulo, Brazil, which hosts Week 1 action for Season 1 2018 of the Pro Mazda Championship. All coverage today is on Racespot TV, streaming live on iRacing Live around the 4.3 kilometer, 2.7 mile layout that is Interlagos, anti-clockwise with 15 turns out there. 10 of those to the left. The other 5 to the right. 20 laps of racing action coming up. Short event, but thrilling, as always, in these Pro Mazda Championship cars. Elevation change, 45 meters. Maximum fuel needed this afternoon, 18.9 liters or 5 gallons, depending on your units of choice yet again. Beautiful sunny skies out there. A little bit of partly cloudy, though, but still mostly sunny. 33-degree track temp, 22-degree ambient. But right now, we're in qualifying with just over 4 minutes remaining in the session. It's currently Julian Dunn, our champion from last season, Season 4 2017, who currently heads atop of the timing sheets with a 1 minute 29.1. Jerome Hogg just pits him with a 28.5. Let's see if Julian Dunn can repeat this season and win his second title in a row. Good afternoon, everybody. Jonathan Simon on hand in the commentary booth. Hugo Luis behind the scenes on production. And as we mentioned, in qualifying at the moment, Haag just pipped Julian Dunn for that spot at the top of the timing sheets. What a time from Jerome Haag. He's currently got another lap time to even beat it. I think Julian Dunn's session will be over. You only get 2 maximum laps. That means Julian Dunn will not start on pole. Our champion from last season, Martin Arnoldus. He is not racing out here this afternoon, but he'll be looking to hopefully win the championship this time around. He's finished runner-up the past 2 seasons in a row. Let's have a look at Jerome Haag. This will be a thrilling lap if he can actually, if he can actually improve another time around. This will be quite impressive here, coming through the final couple of corners and through turn 13, also known as Yonsao. Oh no, he's butchered it. At least he's got something to fall back on. That banker lap of a 28.594, excuse me, is brilliant. Everett Paddock, Harley Lewis, those 2 quick men behind, still very quick. David Dendelo in 5th. Andrew Burns in the 6th position. And Medema, Manning Grinnan, 7th and 8th. Rob Gray, 9th. And Claude Jenis rounding out the top 10. See if anybody else is out there on track who can still improve. Might be wrong, but doesn't seem like there's... Might be only one other driver out there. I can't even find who it is on my track map. I'm confused. I think this session might be over. I hear a million cars out there, but I don't think anyone can legally improve their lap time at this point in time. Here we go. David Dendelo, there we go. I was having timing issues, excuse me. David Dendelo across the line. Doesn't improve, enters the pits, so he will start no greater than the 3rd row, David. But he's very quick. We know that. We saw him at least last week at Road America. Had some good battles. He was around there in the field as well, so he cannot improve, unfortunately. Jeroen Rademacher still out on the racetrack, but his session's done. He's just doing a couple of practice starts here. Ever so important. And he will start from the 4th position. So look out for his starts. If he's practicing them, he could be right in a good state of rhythm come when the lights illuminate and disappear. Let's have a look at the results, though, for qualifying for this round. Jerome Haag, what a way to start off Season 1 in 2018. 28.594, up on pole by 0.4 of a second on last season's champion, Julian Dunn. They head the front row. Behind them, Everett Paddock and Jeroen Rademacher with 29.1 and 29.2 respectively for them. Very close in the timing sheets between Harley Lewis and David Dendelo in that 3rd row. 0.02 of a second separating the two. Andrew Burns and Medema head the 4th row of the grid. Manning, Grinnan and Rob Gray head 9th and 10th. Rest of the grid on your screen as well. Claude Jennis, Aurelian Jimlowitz, River Rodriguez. And you'll see Adam Frazier down there in 17th. Russ Addy and Matthew Vincenti head the back of the order. So it's time for the race. 20 laps of racing action coming up. And apologies there in qualifying, by the way. There were a few issues with the timing system here, so I had no idea who was out there on the racetrack. But we ended up finding David Dendelo in the end. He will start from the 3rd row. We'll have a look at this start here. The nature of this circuit, it's uphill for those first 4 rows, basically, or 5 rows up to 10th position. After that, the track starts to flatten out a little bit. So those drivers behind will tend to roll off a little bit easier towards the back of the grid, but those at the front will struggle just due to that uphill nature. Still waiting an eternity for these drivers to join the grid, though. 20 laps of racing action, as we said, coming up. Not expected to make a pit stop anyway, but if you do need to, you'd want to make it about halfway through the race. Probably not the fastest way around this circuit. You want to avoid that if you can. .340 meters, though, from pole position to turn 1 for Jerome Haag. He has to defend from the champion, Julian Dunn, behind, who's ever quick and ever feisty. But that pole position time will demoralize the rest of the field behind. The lights will illuminate here to begin Season 1 for 2018. Here we go. And we go green from Interlagos. Great start from Dunn. He's already alongside Jerome Haag heading into the 1st corner. Those two in a fight for the lead. Here they come into turn 1. Haag trying to stick it around the outside, but Julian Dunn will try to close the door. They're still alongside each other on the exit out of the center S, and it's Julian Dunn into the lead. Brilliant start from him. Drivers behind Jerome Haag. Jeroen Rademacher in 3rd, climbs up from the 4th position. Everett Paddock drops down to 4th. Have a look at Jerome Haag, though, fighting back for the lead here again, heading into the Desquita del Lago turn 4 around the outside. And brilliant pass there by Jerome Haag. Reclaims that lead. Now his next mission is to break away. Behind, Harley Lewis in a scrap here for P4 with Everett Paddock in that number 4. Harley Lewis straight past. Good stuff from Harley. Although Everett Paddock, oh, he's so brave. Going for the inside at 9, then heading into 10. They're still alongside each other here. No one's really won this fight at the moment. David Dendelo's got a great viewing point behind. He'll be ready to capitalize on an error from any of these two. Going through the left-hander here at Yun Sao. Very close behind these three. So the leaders, Jerome Haag still leads by about 7/10 of a second. That top three is stagnant with Haag, Dunn, Rademacher, but it's this battle for P4 as Harley Lewis and Everett Paddock go alongside each other. Here's David Dendelo going for the inside. Oh, welcome to Fernando Alonso territory. He couldn't get the move done though. Harley Lewis, the most robust under braking, and he will win that fight. Although David Dendelo has the better exit here out of the center S. Just as he drew it up, David Dendelo straight past into P4. And he defends from the rest of the drivers behind. And Medema, oh no, and spun around. And in the middle of the circuit, gonna get off there. There's a lot of cars coming through. And Medema now all the way down into 18th. Had a good shot at a move there, but yeah, it didn't pay off in the end. So we'll take a breather now. Let's find out what's happened to who. Harley Lewis and David Dendelo still battling for P4. And now it's Andrew Burns, who's close behind. Whilst that was all taking place, the lead battle got to within 2/10 heading to the Desquita del Lago. Adi Yunsao yet again for lap 2. So 20-lap event. Plenty of time for these drivers to make any moves. Harley Lewis going for the inside. Don't want to hit that pit wall, obviously. That would be disastrous. And up the inside. No move there for Andrew Burns behind, who was looking to pounce. The lead battle, very close again at the end of the Desquita del Lago, but no move there for Julian Dunn to reclaim the advantage. Harley Lewis behind. Straight pass. He's very confident with his left foot. And parks it on the apex. Nice move there from Harley. But David Dendelo is quick. So is Andrew Burns. The track's so narrow, there's just no way for him to go. Otherwise, he had enough momentum to slot his way past. And up the inside goes Andrew Burns. Not for long now. Has he got the move done? I think he has. It took him a few corners. He finally got it done. David lost out the most. He's lost a lot of positions. He should be up there for 4th position. He's just going to be a bit more stronger when he's battling with these guys for these crucial positions early on in the championship. This will be a high strength of field race. Generally, these broadcasted races are like that. So these points do matter for some of these drivers. On the main straight again. Rodriguez. That's David Rodriguez, the black car in the middle. And that number 2. Through the exit of the center S. Defensive is Andrew Burns. Rodriguez, though, spots a good line. We'll go for the outside. Rubber starting to build up on the circuit too. Plenty of space given by Andrew Burns. This is some good driving from the both of them. Oh, and almost collecting him as Rodriguez. That was inch perfect. David Dendelo behind. Brilliant. Makes his way past Andrew Burns, defending at the right time. This is some great racecraft here to begin the season. Generally, after week 13, everyone's too busy flying over each other upside down, taking each other out. They're really on it here for season 1. While this is all taking place, a couple of movers and shakers through your field. Andrew Burns up 2 positions, 7th to 5th. David Rodriguez, though, he started from 13th. We're watching him in this battle. He's currently in 6th. Russ Addy from 20th up into 13th. We know what happened to Ann Medema with that spin at the Desquita del Lago, all the way down to the 18th position. Brian Chatfield up from 15th to 11th. Stefan Chantel from 14th to 12th. And the battle continues between these two. do it at the right time here. That's when you have to make the move. You can't make it too early. You can't allow someone to get a cutback. It's just so difficult to pass into Ferrodura, which is coming up turn 6. I'm so nervous pronouncing all these corner names and all this Brazilian stuff, because Hugo Luis will be in my ear saying, "No, you idiot, this is wrong, this is what you're talking about." But we continue to conquer and endeavor, as all these drivers are out here. So quarter of the way through the event, it's still Jerome Haag leading from Dunn. Rademacher in third. He's had a quiet event, but he's had a solid provisional podium so far. And it's Harley Lewis in fourth. He's broken away from Andrew Burns, who's involved in that fight with David Rodriguez behind. He's had a thrilling start. David Dendelo dropped a few positions, should be higher up, but see if he has the pace to continue for the rest of this event. Through the first corner they come. Everett Paddock's close. Oh, David Dendelo just let him through. That wasn't even a challenge. Through turn number 4. I love this circuit. This is one of the best circuits in all of motorsport. Oh, look at this scrap behind. I saw a few drivers battling here. It's a battle for P16, 17, 18. Amadema is in a sandwich here. Aurelian Jimlowitz behind. Claude Genest. What is Aurelian doing all the way down there? David Dendelo's teammate. He should be up there in those top 10 positions, Aurelian. Through Yunsao, that inside curve that can kill the race for a few drivers. Close behind Matthew Vincenti. This is a battle for P18. The two teammates here, they're going to work together or start to overtake each other. I think they should work together back in front there. Claude Genest and Gabriel Martin Alvarado. Gabriel Martin stays in front. And Medema trying to make a move here. This is a battle all the way for those garbage points, basically. Oh, 3 wide. There's no room. It was half a car width to make their way past. Almost a bit of contact there between the two. Oh, goodness. Again, Medema spun at the exact same corner. Oh, what an unfortunate race. Couple of mistakes, throwing them off. Oh man, we'll have to forget about this one. You just have to have a short-term memory, of course, as a racing car driver. So while that's all going on, David Dendelo has dropped down to 8th. I don't know what's happened to him. Had a spin as well from the number 10. That's Gabriel Martin. Do we watch Gabriel? That was at what corner was that? It was turn 9. Pinheirino. I didn't know if I didn't pronounce that right. Not even close. But spun out. Just lost the car all on his own. Can't do anything about that. Continues away. Brian Chatfield though alongside. I think that might be Stefan Chantel. Here they come through the first couple of corners, through the center S. Brian Chatfield spun around, hit the wall as well. Not what Brian wanted. We really put pressure. These drivers must know when they're being on, caught on the cameras. And now Brian rejoins the racetrack all the way down to 17th. Boy, that's ended the race for Brian. And the chances of some good points, basically. But back to that battle for P7. Dendolo, Paddock. Chantel's close behind, but it's a bit of a 3-car train here. Trying to chase the 2-car train of Burns and Rodriguez. Pushing. These drivers are starting to push now. They can feel it. Not even halfway through the event yet, so there's still plenty of time to go. Nothing. There's no reason to lose patience. On the main straight, let's have a look at David Rodriguez. Very close behind Andrew Burns, and while that goes on behind Grenham, Paddock, can they make a move on David Dendolo? Here's Rodriguez around the outside. Andrew Burns confident under braking. Just a slight lockup. Oh, through the exit, he was pushing it on the curbs, and that's going to hurt his exit. David Rodriguez has a chance here for the top 5 position. Backs off the throttle just a little bit. Wants to brake late. Carry it deep into the corner. And get a good run out of turn 4 to Interlagos. Not close. I don't know why he backed off on the straight. I would say as close as I could to Andrew Burns. And then trace through the corner, apply the throttle quickly. I don't know why that's gone on. He could have probably made a move into Ferocious if that was the case. Because Harley Lewis is starting to run up the road. Oh, wow. What happened to Andrew Burns? He's back there. I don't know if you caught that on the stream, but Andrew Burns went missing for a second. And he runs wide through Yunsao. Oh, goodness. Andrew Burns, unforced error. Off the racetrack. He's lost another position, and yet another, and possibly another to Everett Paddock. One mistake. He's lost the top 5 position. He could be falling all the way back to 9th here. All the drivers trying to follow in the slipstream. Everett Paddock around the outside. Made it look simple. Oh no, he's made a mockery of the exit though. And Andrew Burns had to back out of the throttle, and that can really hurt you in the Pro Mazda Championship when you lose the draft. You start to lose touch of the guys in front. Side-by-side battle between the two. So if you're new to Pro Mazda, what these two will be hoping about, as we see a 3-wide battle almost take place up in front, will be for those drivers up in front to go alongside each other, spend time battling, and lose more time so they can reel them back in. Burns doesn't care though, going for the inside. Chantel behind. Stephen will be just looking for a move past. Oh, up the inside goes Chantel. Brilliant move. That was like Lewis Hamilton on Kimi Räikkönen at Monza in 07. And the Daniel Ricciardo dive bomb was exactly like that. Here they come now on the main straight again. Andrew Burns trying to make his way into the 9th position. He's gone from 5th to 10th in a matter of a couple of laps. Up in front though, Rodriguez, David Dendolo alongside each other in the braking zone. Good respect between the two. Oh, he's very, very close behind. Rodriguez hugs the inside line. Nico Rosberg-like. Always have to leave the space though. Here they come through turn 4. These drivers are just... They've turned into a bunch of Martin Kroenkes and Gregor Hutus today. They're just clean, consistent. These guys are driving really well out here today. And Hugo Luis is too, the 2011 world champion. Through they come through turn 9. Look at David trying to go for the inside line. It's just so narrow at this circuit. It's so tight, and that allows Manning Grenham straight past up into P6. Everett Paddock close behind in 8th. Andrew Burns doesn't lose to Stephen Chantel. makes his way back past into the 9th position. It's Stefan, not Stephen. I'm sick of when Australians say that's Stephen. It's not. It's a PH, it's a Steph. You don't say Stephen, that's a V. Oh, contact on the straight. Oh, goodness me. Bars flipping over, flying upside down. Rodriguez, Grinnan was involved. And Davidendolo too. Oh, goodness gracious. What's going on there? Oh, man. Well, let's have a look at a replay now. Let's see what's happened on this main straight. Oh, goodness. The 15 there of Manning Grinnan made a slight bit of contact with the number 2 of David Rodriguez, and that sent Rodriguez into a spin. All 3 of them collected. And then pretty much Everett Paddock behind. I don't know how he made his way past. He just kept full throttle. Everett Paddock, he's got 2 sets of something of steel down there, because that was just, oh man, did not back off the throttle at all. Just having a look at the rest of the drivers behind. Andrew Burns actually did back off the throttle. You know what, Andrew Burns, thanks for being a wise man. Any damage to these guys at all? Not sure, but that was ridiculous. Just as I was calling them Gregor Hutus and Martin Kroenkes, we see that going on the main straight. Anyway, you have to move on. It's virtual racing, everyone's safe. Just have to focus on the next round. So, we're past halfway. We didn't round the results. So if you're looking out for that, you'll be able to see it on the screen anyway. But there's Jerome Haag on lap 13 of the event, who leads from Julian Dunn by half a second. Bjorn Rademacher has fallen all the way down to 11 seconds behind the leader, but he's in a comfortable 3rd position with Harley Lewis close behind trailing. He could actually catch him towards the end of the event. Harley, who's driven phenomenally this race. Harley started the race in the 5th position, up 1 spot into 4th. Everett Paddock 7 seconds behind that group. He's in 5th, followed by Stephen Shantle. It's Stefan Shantle. And Andrew Burns close behind, 6th and 7th. Adam Fraser, Ross Addy, and Aurelian Jimlowitz now your top 10, followed by Claude Genest and Medema with a couple of spins. Finds their way down in the 12th position. Matthew Vincenti, Gabriel Martin also battling away here for 13th to 14th. So it will be Vincenti going down to 14th. Gabriel Martin into 13, who Gabriel Martin had a spin earlier on too. But our retirements from this race: David Dendelo, Manning Grinnan, and David Rodriguez. We know what happened to those 3. That was just comical on that main straight. Rob Gray, Brian Chatfield. Brian had a spin at the center S. Well, the exit of the center S, the first couple of corners. And he's in 19th. Eduardo Garcia, Michael Diaz also retiring from this event. 21 car field. Still have 14 left out there for these remaining 6 laps of the event. So back to your leading bunch. Jerome Haag, excuse me. Up in the lead. He lost it out on the first lap. Don't forget, Julian Dunn was ready to pounce. But right now, Julian will be pushing. For a time that suits Australians really well. There's only 2 out there at the moment. Rob Gray also was out of the event there only a few laps ago. But Julian Dunn, the other, this champion season 4 2017. We look at Dantle, close to Everett Paddock. Right behind them is Andrew Burns as well. Stefan's from Canada, of course. So, coming towards the evening, late night there. To make his way past Everett Paddock on the Midwest. And Everett Paddock. Oh man, I thought he was going to lose that position, but around the outside he goes to defend, and Stefan Bounces over the bumps. This will give a shot to Andrew Burns, but there's just nowhere to go past. Where's he going to go? He has to back off. Chose the worst line there. He should have gone for the inside. And Andrew Burns, he gives more than enough space. But gets a good exit out of the Interlagos. Those two up in front are still alongside each other, though. Again, no room for Andrew Burns. Everett Paddock behind, though, wins. But we know it's Pro Mazda. And this battle will continue to the end of the race. So if you're new to Pro Mazda, welcome. Always a thrilling series. The slipstream makes a huge difference here. No pit stop needed today, of course. Fuel will get you to the finish line. But at the same time, the Tatis PM18, that's the new Pro Mazda car. That will be released hopefully sometime in 2018. It's only a few weeks away, but a few weeks away from 2018, though, not from the release, as we watch Everett Paddock and Stefan Chantal again battle into turn one. That Tatis PM18 will be released sometime in 2018, so stay tuned for that. It'll be a thrilling new car to add to the action. We've had this Pro Mazda for quite a number of years, and we'll just provide an update to this second generation Pro Mazda vehicle as we see 3 wide on this second straight. Come on, Andrew, just go for it. He keeps backing off the throttle, you can tell. Has the inside line here on the throttle, nice and easy. Stefan Chantal loses out. Andrew Burns, 2 positions in a lap. Nope. Everett Paddock remains in front. They're through the corner. So hard to apply throttle through that turn. 11 Bico de Pato. And through Yunsao. Traction out of here is so critical for this long straight. And Steffens seems to have gotten the best traction out of the two. Hugging the wall on the inside, trying to minimize the distance of the track that you cover. Look at the straight line speed, though, from Andrew Burns. And they all continue away. So the battle continues on this second straight here on the Reto Aposta. And of course, Andrew Burns having to defend. Chantal around the outside. Back into the 6th position. They'll keep doing this for a few more laps, but the race will start to come to an end soon. They have to form up, at least at the finish line. So we're going to see a winner out of this eventual battle. Who's it going to be? We're on lap 17 of 20 in this event. And Jeroen Haag has broken from Julian Dillon for the first time this race for over a second from the Australian into the 2nd position. Andrew Burns has dropped off. Adam Fraser is possibly ready to even make his way past Andrew Burns. Aurelian Gymnowitz in 11th, looking for a top 10 spot. Get past Claude Chenis. Aurelian's got a shot here, actually. 2 tenths. 1 tenth creeping in, braking zone pops up. No more room. But Andrew Burns with 2 wheels on the grass. Welcome to Ryan Hunter Ray Village. Has now Stefan back through. Andrew Burns going for the undercut out of the corner. The up and under, if you like to call it. Pump fake, pivot, Step through, lay it in. Andrew Burns misses the layup and also turns the ball over, almost loses the game because Adam Fraser's gotten past. I don't even know where Adam Fraser came from. He started this race down in 17th. He's now into 7th. What a great event from him. Russ Addy from 20th. Now up into the 9th position with those cars of Brennan, Dendelo, and Rodriguez out of the event. I'm surprised there wasn't too much of an argument between the three of them. I do have the driver radio switched off, that feed, but it would have been very interesting to hear that. A few Spanish swear words being sworn. Aurelian Jimlowitz. No way past. So penultimate lap for Jerome Haag. He'll begin the final lap as he crosses the line this time around. But Jerome has been very quick and solid and robust. Pole position by 4/10 and possibly the race victory by a second. You wouldn't expect the margin to be that close, but Julian Dunn, the season champion's got his work cut out for him. Haag does indeed complete this whole season. White flag waves. One more lap for Jerome. So while we put one eye on Jerome Haag, we look at Adam Fraser here and Andrew Burns. Adam Fraser trying to reclaim that 7th position from Andrew Burns, who somehow found his way past. Oh, never do you see cars go alongside each other through 14 and through the final corner of 15. They continue to scrap. Up in front as well, Everett Paddock being passed by Stefan Chantal. That's a battle for a top 5 position. So these two will continue. Jerome Haag not even close to the finish line, so we'll keep our eyes on this. Oh no. Jerome Rademacher spun. He's lost the podium position on the final lap. Rademacher was in 3rd, and he's had a spin at turn 4. Harley Lewis was actually trying to go around the outside of him, and he spun around. May have been contact between the two, who knows? But that battle for P5, Paddock remains in front. Let's have a look on Jerome Haag, who's come out of Yunsao. Has he spun? No. Thank goodness, because he will claim victory. If he doesn't run out of fuel across the line, he will claim victory for Season 1 2018 for the Pro Mazda Championship. Jerome Haag is your victor, with Julian Dunn close behind in 2nd. The champion is bridesmaid for Season 1 2018. Harley Lewis with that battle with Jerome Rademacher. Put him under pressure, and all credit to Harley Lewis. He deserved that podium. Crosses the line, and a great 3rd place finish for Harley Lewis. Jerome Rademacher, though, will be more than disappointed with 4th position. Everett Paddock, though, and Chantal. This will be a drag race for a top 5 position. Who's going to win? Stefan in P5. What a finish. Paddock will end up in 6th. Oh, goodness, some dramatic points there on the final lap loss for Everett Paddock. Andrew Burns, though, in 7th, stays ahead of Russ Addy. Claude Jennis, Aurelian Jimlowitz. What happened to Adam Fraser? I'm just trying to look. Adam Fraser all the way down in 14th. Something's happened to Adam Fraser. Run out of fuel, I think. Oh man, so I was looking for Adam Fraser across the finish line. He's classified as the last guy in the lead lap, 14th. Ran out of fuel. Oh goodness. And so that's race over for Adam Fraser. And we'll have a look at the results though. He just didn't even make the line, I don't think. But Jerome Haag wins in just under half an hour from Julian Dunn, 7/10 of a second behind. Harley Lewis was 17 seconds behind in that final podium position. Julian Dunn, our champion, not able to win this time around, but Harley Lewis, what an event there. He claims that podium, well deserved. And Rademacher with that late spin, he had third place all to his own for most of the race, and that pressure from Harley Lewis, he succumbed to it, comes home in the 4th position. That's where he started as well. Stefan Chantal started 14th, ends up in that top 5 position with a drag race over the start-finish line with Everett Paddock, who finished half a tenth behind. That's incredible. Andrew Burns, Russ Addy, 7th and 8th. Claude Jennings, Norelli, and Jim Lewitz round out the top 10. And Medema with a few spins early on still claims the 11th position, not terrible. Matthew Vincenti started in 21st, last on the grid, ends up in 12th. Clean event for Matthew. Gabriel Martin as well. Should have been higher, but will still come home in 13th. We know what happened to Adam Fraser. Didn't even cross the finish line. Got within inches of it and didn't finish. Ends up in the 14th position. Our retirements, Rob Gray. We know what happened with Manny Grinnan. David Endelo and David Rodriguez there on that main straight. That was a catastrophic incident. Lucky this is the virtual environment. Brian Chatfield in 19th. Eduardo Garcia 20th. And Michael Diaz, our other retirement, comes home in 21st. Well, doesn't come home. He's still looking for it. But we will speak to a man who's come home in the 3rd position. Harley Lewis, again, coming for another interview. But what an event. Well deserved there for that 3rd position, Harley. It all came down to the final lap, and all credit to you. You put the pressure on your own Rademacher, and he actually succumbed to it. So you well deserved that podium position.
I was happy to see that I didn't cut him off or anything, because in the Oculus, it just looked like he was coming really fast, so I had to open steering lock. And then, luckily, I don't know, I guess he was a little bit slower behind, and I skated to the podium.
You were quite quick in those early laps as well. Were you confident going side by side with a lot of drivers out here today? Because I think the driving standards today were pretty good, apart from one big catastrophic incident.
I don't know that incident yet. I don't think I would have been able to keep up with Jerome or Julian had I even started with them, and they would have just took off on me. So there's still another level to this game that I have to unlock. I'll let you know when I get there.
And talk about the start too, because there was contact in front of you with a couple of drivers. It was Paddock, and I think it might have been your own Rademacher as well. And that you almost got collected in that incident, but you backed off. That sort of compromised you on the exit. Was that a hairy situation for you to be in?
I don't even remember this situation. I just reacted. I don't know, tunnel vision, I guess. I'd have to go back and watch the replay. I have no idea what happened. If there's cars in front of me spinning out, I was just doing whatever I could to find the hole and not stare at the car that's spinning, so I drive right into them. Guess it worked out.
And talk about, give us all your thank yous and everything else, because podium position, very well impressed.
Oh, big thanks to Carbon Racing, taking me under their wing back in the day. Still the slowest driver on the team, but that's all right. Those guys will probably start turning up in these races, and there'll be a lot more Carbon up front. Yeah. Other than that, the normal guys, TJ, Thomas Jordan, for putting up those sets all the time. I kind of had his set, tweaked it around. Ended up being pretty nice for me. Yeah, Jerome Hag, I mean, shout out to him and Julian, though, because those guys are rockets on this.
Thanks very much, Harley. A well-deserved podium position, and you are correct. Jeroen Haag and Julian Dunn, insanely quick. Those two there separated by 7/10 of a second. Julian Dunn, though, our champion from last season, couldn't do anything about that. No Arnoldus, no Perez at this time slot. Probably not the best time slot for them to race in, but they can have a sook, because us Australians always have to wake up at different times of the hour. But what an event it was. It's time to wrap up here from the RaceBot TV commentary booth. And you know what? We are covering a few more broadcasts this season. We'll let you know about them in a second. We know Imola in week 6 is one of them. We also have Bathurst week 9, Le Mans week 10, and then, of course, the week 13 special event. That will be in March, though, so plenty of long time for that. But the next broadcast will be on the 20th of January from Imola, as we said. Week 6 action at 7:45 p.m. GMT. And that's going to be, I'm just looking at that now, that's a 6:45 a.m. start for me. Goodness me. I'm speechless. But regardless of that, Pro Mazda will be traveling to Lime Rock Park next week for 38 laps of racing action. So join them on the iRacing servers. It's a great community to take part of. That will begin, well, the week beginning the 19th of December. Week 2 action for the Pro Mazda Championship, as we mentioned, for Season 1 2018. Most of all, thank you all for joining us for all these races. We get a good viewership and good support for all these Pro Mazda Championship broadcasts. I'm Jonathan Simon, Hugo Luis alongside me. Thanks to Istvan Bello, Andreas Werner, Simon Grossman, and Nick Thiessen for all their work behind the scenes. This has been a RaceSpot TV presentation broadcasted on iRacing Live. We say so long from Interlagos.